That's okay. Oh, he's ready. He's got the shirt.
Finally got my shirt. I hope so. That'd be awesome. I mean, in a good way.
Check, 1, 2. Hey guys. Aww, you guys look so cute today. Is that a new shirt? Wow. If you don't know us, we're a band called Tongues. If you just showed up to look at records, I'm sorry, we're gonna be really loud for a bit. We're gonna be playing our new album tonight. It's called One Trick Pony. We're gonna be playing it in its entirety. It's 10/11 tracks.
They're all really good.
Don't listen to them. They're a paid actor. This one's a little dancier. How are you guys feeling about that? Does that sound good? Let's go. If it sounded bad, I would cry. So much. Awesome. Like I said, we're a band called Tongues. We're local to Seattle. Some of us are from a little out of town, but that's fine. This is really nerve-wracking. Okay. Everybody say their name on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I feel a little better now that we know each other. Okay, so art is a lot more interesting to me when I know what it's about, and that was kind of why I wanted to play here, was because I knew I would be able to talk a little bit about like what our songs are about and stuff like that. I write the lyrics for all of our songs, and the first couple that we played are called Rat City, Deadbeat, and Lasso. Rat City was kind of like a battle cry at the start of the album. I wanted the people that have never listened to us get the like full message of our project, which is that we are for LGBTQ plus rights, and we fucking hate rich people, and we fucking hate the government. All the that shit's fucked up. So that's kind of what that song is about. Deadbeat is about me feeling like a fucking loser because one time my roommate came home to me like drawing up a merch design and watching like a Black Flag performance from the 80s, and he was like, "Is this all you do all day?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is," and shut the fuck up about it. So it was me kind of embracing being a loser and having nothing going on in my life. And yeah, we're gonna play more songs from the record. So hopefully you guys enjoy.
Hell yeah.
Hey everyone. Pay your taxes. Just kidding. Fuck everything. You can never trust in my mind, 'cause I know that everybody ain't nobody but mine. I'm a secret from the enemy. Nothing fun will ever come from me, 'cause you know that I'm a secret from the enemy. That song, you can find a karaoke version on YouTube. We did not make it. Almost all of the lyrics are wrong, but they were so enthusiastic about it that I didn't have the heart to tell them they were wrong, so I was like, it's fine. Anyway, that's a good thing for, there is like a lyric booklet near our merch if you guys want to grab one when you get a CD. I worked very hard on those. There's only 11 though, so sorry about it. That song is very important to me because, let me catch my breath. I felt like I started going through a lot of changes, discovering my gender and my sexuality and realizing that how I'm treated is completely out of control based on the way that I look. And that made me fucking mad. And I don't like being rude. I don't like being mean to people. So the fact that I have to be mean to people and be rude to people and be stern makes me upset in order for them to take me seriously. So my way of dealing with that was like writing that song, and that's how I get a lot of my frustrations out. In case you haven't noticed, all of our songs are angry. Except for the next one we're gonna play. It's the only happy song. But anyway, yeah, that's all I have to say. We can move on. That fast song was just about me paying rent and taxes, and I didn't want to do it. crush on, so it was a happy song. Except, hey, she was just a hallucination. It was all a dream. Anyway, we've got 2 more for you. The next 2, I like a lot. The next song is called Monkey. It's about how I think that celebrities are a giant distraction from the horrible things that the government is doing. They're just rich people, and it was my coming to terms with the fact that I don't really look up to celebrities anymore, especially after 2020 and all the shit they were doing during that. And it's about people allowing them to have a louder voice than their own, waiting on bated breath what they're gonna say about certain political issues. And it's like, how about you just look after your friends and your community and focus on that? Hot take. I respect artists, but I don't respect rich people. The next song after that is called Boneyard. And it's about me having a dream that God made me into a horrifying monster and was afraid of me. And it was so that men would leave me the fuck alone. And the very final words on this album are Second Skin, which is kind of my little tribute to the Gits and Mia Zapata, who I look up to very much. And she was a huge inspiration for me in writing this album and everything that I write. So, thank you guys. 2 more. We have merch in the back, CDs and cassettes. Thank you guys for coming. It means so much to us. Thank you.